Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/PBT and browse unmatched selection of audio programs. If you ask me, I actually recommend Survivor by Chuck Palahniuk, so how about that? Welcome into Peanut Butter and Triggered. My name is Jay Eastwood, and I'm joined by my guy,
Scott.
Say that again.
Scott.
Scotty do. How do you do?
Not bad at all. Living my life to the best of my ability. I'll tell you that.
Is it hard out there?
Life's hard out there for a pimp, my dude.
Yeah. We're gonna switch things up here. Normally we start out with a bit of news, but Scotty Doo has actually a fantastic idea.
We did have some people, or at least one person, message us in about last week's topic. I just wanted to read what Patrick said, and I figured we could follow up or talk about it a little bit. We talked about microtransactions, and we were talking about if we felt that they were, good and all that fun stuff. He said, quote, "One thing you guys missed was discussing the success of Fortnite. They have it down, in my opinion.
It's
free to play. The Save the World mode costs money, and some content you get by paying for that carries over to BR mode. All the microtransactions don't alter the gameplay, just makes you unique in your character. Then the events have reward. Sorry, excuse me. Then with the events, they have reward. Sorry, they reward character, or they reward you with cool things like the Marshmallow concert.
Right.
They are making billions from the game that's essentially free. I don't play the game, but I see the appeal and the success it has. I'm totally cool with microtransactions as long as it isn't pay to win. Also, it would be cool if publishers add new maps and characters down the road, paying a nominal fee to get that new content. Like PUBG, if you had $10 for a new map, I'd be okay with that because you don't necessarily need a new game to bring it out. Just make a $9.99 DLC. It keeps the game fresh and keeps people interested."
Patrick, you are brilliant, and the feedback you had was glorious. I agree with Patrick 100%. Fortnite, I mean, even though I don't really play the game anymore, and it doesn't sound like he plays the game either, he's right. They actually have done it the right way. If you compare that or contrast that to NBA 2K, they're doing it all wrong, where they charge you another $60 or $60 to $99 for a new game, where it easily could just be a DLC from what it sounds like and from how they've treated it. But then it is also pay to win. So, Fortnite's different. Like you don't have to pay to win. It's totally not like that. I agree with him.
They also have those season passes that are totally optional. You don't just get the stuff either. You pay the
Right.
$10, you get like a few little things, but then they give you a host of challenges that you can complete within the time frame, the season or whatever, and you get extra, bonuses and stuff. So it kind of adds like a degree of challenge, but also gives you a bunch of free shit. Or not free shit, but shit.
Yeah, I also want to say that when I was playing, I can't remember specifically, but there was a part in there that would actually show like the difficulty level based off of your level too. So there was a certain, I guess, aspect of matchmaking that it would be on an even playing ground. The people that were actually leveled up a lot. So that part was cool. And that was a phenomenal example once again. Good job, Patrick.
Yes. Good job. So I just wanted to start with that. That's a little bit of just touching on something we didn't touch on, which he's totally right. Fortnite's killing it. I have nothing against Fortnite. They have done microtransactions exactly how microtransactions have been done. It's not immoral. It's a great way. It's a great revenue source for them. And people enjoy paying the money, and they're willing to pay the money because they feel like they get a lot of bang for their buck.
Nice. Cool.
So,
do we have any other follow-ups?
I have no other follow-ups. That's the only one I got.
Oh. Well, I was excited to hear from some of our listeners. So if any of you do have anything to say, please message us.
Hold up. I got one more.
Okay.
Listener, Job Chittles, says, I really like Scott. He's amazing. He's probably one of my favorite personalities in media. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Thanks, Joe
Oh,
Chittles.
okay, that's nice. That's extremely flattering.
Right?
Wow,
Shout out to
holy
Job
moly.
Job Chittles.
Job, you're a real one. Don't worry, I'm gonna make his good graces soon. You just wait.
Someday.
For Job's approval.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. That's a throwback if you've been listening for a second. That's what, episode 3 or episode 2?
Something like that.
All right, you want to start the PDW?
Yeah, I haven't been playing a whole lot of games, but I actually did download the new-ish update for Red Dead Redemption 2. So far, it's been pretty fun. It was one of those games that kind of just fizzled out for me, and I just stopped playing because it became a grind and it became the same thing over and over again. I've only been playing it for about a week. I'm a bounty hunter, because you could either be a bounty hunter, a trader, or a collector. And it's designed to keep the game fresh, and there are different like level and unlockables that you can achieve with each of those trades. The whole idea of it is nice, but again, it is starting to kind of fizzle out again. There aren't that many like differences in any of the bounties. It just kind of gives you purpose in an otherwise purposeless sort of online mode. Because Scott, I don't know if you remembered Red Dead, but like there was like a heap of like missions that you can do that were either retrieve a stolen wagon, go and deliver mail, or whatever else that they had you do, or you can just go around killing people in the game, right?
None of them were off-roading in a Conestoga like we did.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You came up with that one all by yourself. And then the other thing too, treasure maps. Treasure maps are still very much a thing.
Hopefully they're better than the single-player ones. The single-player ones were impossible to figure out, and I put a lot of effort into it.
Oh, dude, there was one that I actually had to like look up on the internet. I cheated.
Yeah, even after I cheated, I was like, dude, I was standing where it told me to be, and I was like, dude, where the fuck is this?
Oh, there's like multiple spawn locations for each of those treasure maps. But you have to feel your controller. It starts to vibrate when you're heading in the right direction.
Huh.
Yeah, and then the vibration gets more intense as you approach the
more you
treasure.
know. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, so it is fun. It did make it feel a bit more fresh. And then the other thing too, there's more clothing options too if you're into the whole customization thing. But otherwise, it's your same old Red Dead Redemption. My hope is that the commerce will be fixed. It's probably not going to be because I think there's a whole lot of money to be had and a lot of like daily usage reporting that they probably want to maintain to make it a grind. But it is what it is. It actually was fun to get back into the game after not playing for the longest time. It's a beautiful game, and there is more purpose. That's my 2 cents.
I need to jump into that.
Yeah. And oh, dude, if you have like a gang with you and you all are all bounty hunters, you can compete to make bounty hunting way easier because there are legendary bounties that you can go on that pay you out a lot. There's this one I can't remember. It's like Barbarella Alcazar or something like that. It's basically this lady that has this gang surrounding her in this fortress, and you have to go collect this bounty, and it gets harder every time. I'm on like the 4th bounty for her, and I need like a wagon or several other people to collect this bounty with me. It's crazy.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. So it does get harder, and you do get paid out more depending on how hard the bounty is.
Well, I'll have to jump. I've been thinking about jumping into that because, I need something.
Yeah, we should. Next week, I'm going to try out the new No Man's Sky Beyond update. See if that changes anything for me. Yeah, I'm so hot and cold on that, but mostly cold on that. But the whole idea of like building bases and stuff and being able to like tame wild alien wildlife, that sounds fun to me. So we'll see how it goes. And then again, it's one of those things that like you can actually do multiplayer on. So if you get multiple friends online with you, it could actually be fun. So Who knows?
If I had the time, I would be all over that. I think it'd be dope to have like a home planet, and then like we build our own base on the home planet, and I'd be like, hey, all right, I'll be back. I'm gonna go do some exploring,
That
and
would be
just
dope.
fly away and do a bunch of shit and come back with different resources or whatever, and just build up.
Yeah, we should get our own home planet.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, and the game is dirt cheap now.
Yeah, I might have to pick it up at some point soon.
Yeah, just look on like OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that's it for Red Dead Redemption Frontier.
Anything else that you are playing, doing, watching?
Yeah. Sorry that took up so much of the playing, doing, watching, but I'm also starting a new TV show called Room 104.
I feel like I've seen trailers for this.
Yeah, it's weird. It's an interesting concept. So it surrounds this Room 104 in a motel, and the idea is that it's like horror slash. It's not even really horror. It's like a thriller slash sci-fi slash like eccentric fiction anthology. So every episode is about a different cast of characters. I've only seen 3 episodes so far. The first one was about a little boy with maybe a split personality who has like a babysitter, and he's explaining to her how the split personality works. Well, we assume that it's a split personality, so I'm not going to say any more. Second episode is about a pizza boy that delivers a pizza to a young couple experiencing a lover's quarrel.
Each one different?
Each one is different, yeah. And the first 2 episodes were freaking awesome. Third episode is about a lady who is kind of undergoing a religious experience, and it may be closer to a cult, and she may be killing herself. I'm not sure. I haven't finished it yet.
Just halfway through, you actually stopped. You paused it to come to the podcast.
Yes, exactly. So that is actually a fun show. It doesn't get great user reviews. Actually, it's got like a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb. So we'll see if it's any good or anything like that. But so far, I like it. I give it like a B for right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Huh. And then I'm still watching Righteous Gemstones. Actually, the funny thing is, I just wrapped up the latest episode a minute ago. Before
Did they have another new one?
No, just the latest one from Sunday.
Is that the one? That's the one that's the wait. I might not have watched that one because I watched
the last one. Before that was the backstory behind Amy Lee and Billy Baby.
That's right.
Or Baby
okay,
Billy.
I did watch this most recent one last night.
You did or you didn't?
Yeah, I'm up to date because I watched the one the backstory about Baby Billy, and this one was about the daughter singing.
Yeah. Exactly. So, and it also goes over like a little bit of like the aftermath of the big crash. If you all are caught up, spoiler.
I enjoy John Goodman's relationship with his wife. I think it's kind of endearing.
Yeah, but I can kind of see where Baby Billy's coming from. So if anybody out there hasn't seen Righteous Gemstones, skip forward to I don't know how long.
4 minutes.
Just a spoiler alert. I think that John Goodman really did love her, and I think that he is extremely distraught about the whole thing too. But I can see it where Baby Billy's coming from, especially from that last episode. They do demonize Walton Goggins' character, Baby Billy Freeman, because it does seem on the surface that he is actually using Amy Lee to further his own career and get rich off of her, which I don't doubt. But I also don't think that Eli Gemstone, John Goodman's character, isn't doing a version of the same thing.
Well, that could be, but I think that, to me, John Goodman comes off as that he does love her, and I don't know, it just seems like the way, especially the way he like is over her grave and stuff, it's not, he's not making any more money off her. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can understand where you're coming from though too.
Yeah, I don't doubt that he loves her. I think that he's also in it to further his career too. I think that he's subconsciously using Amy Lee and using, or like having her all to himself essentially, because why would he care about her doing another show with Baby Billy if it wasn't for him, I guess, not gaining anything from it. You know what I mean? Like
I know, but also she's pregnant.
He's
Like,
also hoarding her.
If this is my pregnant wife, and like I can understand pregnancy is like not easy.
Sure.
And to be like super busy.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want my wife working like crazy hours like that.
Yeah, but so it's also up to her. It's up to her. She has free will on the matter, and she agreed to it. And when she thought that baby Billy had some noble intentions, or she was trying to help him, and turns out that baby Billy wasn't. He just wanted money.
Well, it's only to be told what's going to happen next week.
Yeah. So far, I have 2 favorite characters. 3 actually. I love baby Billy. I like Keith. Keith is hilarious.
Is he the one who's like dick's hanging out when he had a t-shirt on?
Yeah, that's the one. He's the Reformed Satanist.
Yeah.
Reformed Satanist goth with a mullet and a heart of gold. And then I also really enjoy Judy Lee, the daughter. She's hilarious to me. She was great.
She reminds me of like Sarah Silverman or something.
Oh. She was really funny in Vice Principals. If anybody hasn't seen that, that's a definite A+. Go out and watch that.
That's next on my list.
Please watch that ASAP. And then Katie and I got caught up on Great British Baking Show. Excuse me.
Yeah, as did I. It was a pretty good episode.
Hey, you dropped a bombshell on me before the show.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's true because now, as soon as I said that, I went back on and there's also some conflicting articles that came out today that Erica sent this to me that what's his name? That Henry is dating Alice. Alice is like 28-year-old like school teacher. Henry's like 20 years old.
Man, that's crazy.
Maybe, yeah, he's getting it.
Well, maybe unless it's all for show.
Yeah, maybe it's for show. Maybe they're just trying to Kardashian their way in.
What are you playing, doing, watching, Scotty?
What am I playing, doing, and watching? Playing, I got a whole bunch of Call of Duty in this weekend on the free beta, including playing against people who are using PCs.
Oh, damn. How's that going?
Well, when I played against people with PCs, I got my ass kicked.
Yeah.
And as soon as I switched it back to PlayStation, I was like just murdering. So either the people on PlayStation are worse, or the people on PC, or either the people on PlayStation are worse, or I just had a terrible game. I don't know which. But I will say that game's multiplayer is fun. The way it levels, like each gun levels like up to 30 times, and then you have your main level as well. I really enjoy it. It's quick. The levels are fun. They actually just introduced Ground War as well, which is 32 on 32 with vehicles, including helicopters. So it's like, that's the first time in Call of Duty I've seen that.
Like you can control a helicopter?
Yeah, you control a helicopter, and it's like, dude, it's like I said, 32 guys versus 32, so it's like a massive battle.
Damn. Normally
in a Call of Duty game, there's 16.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, so that's really fun. So I was doing that, playing that. Watching just those 2 shows that we talked about mostly is the only things we watched. The other show that we just picked up, my wife and I, is Schitt's Creek. You ever watch that one?
Yeah, Katie and I watched the first few episodes of that. What do you think so far?
It's not bad so far. I think the idea is funny, and I find some of the characters pretty funny. So it's the jury's still out. That guy with who plays in Scary Movie with the small little hand.
Chris Elliott.
He is so creepy.
Yeah. You know what's funny? So he's the mayor. Like Ray Shit or something like that. I can't remember his name. But this might be an unpopular opinion considering the reviews and ratings that it has. I think it just feels unfinished. Like the production just feels unfinished, and the dialogue just seems I don't know, it just feels hollow. Is that bad? I've only seen 4 episodes, something like that.
I've only watched 2 episodes, so I can't pass judgment yet.
Then I shouldn't have said anything. God damn it. But that's what it feels like to me.
I don't know.
Who knows? It could get like way better. I really do enjoy Eugene Levi. I don't know his last name, how to pronounce his last name. And then Catherine O'Hara is the lady who was in Home Alone, the mom.
Yep.
The one's like, Kevin!
Yeah.
Yeah. They were in Best in Show together, which was a tremendous movie. So I was expecting like really, really good comedy, like
I like
improvisational
the son.
comedy.
The
Yeah, he's
son's
hilarious.
comical.
Yeah, I like the person at the front desk. I forget her name, but she was in that TV show 12 Monkeys. She was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, so that's what we're kind of on right now. I'm super getting hyped. They also today released the trailer for another trailer for El Camino.
Oh yeah, I
Which
saw
is
that.
Yeah, that movie. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to delve back into that world a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the things that my father and I really enjoyed together was the Breaking Bad, and now that he's gone, it is to me like every time I watch that, I think of him, and so it's kind of like close to me too, just because
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, he would have like loved this show, you know?
Well, that's a really cool show to watch together too, because that was, I think, extremely well done.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. I think that it will be interesting to see what the show's like without Walter White, you know?
Yeah.
I love Skinny Pete though.
Yeah, I'm glad that yeah, I'm glad that they're doing a movie instead of another season or like a spin-off because
I agree.
I mean I watched Better Call Saul and I'm watching Better Call Saul and I'm trying to get through the latest season and it's getting a little tough to get through. The first season was tough and the second season was excellent, but yeah.
That show went exactly long as it should have. I felt like they finished.
Is it over?
They closed it out at the what?
Is it over?
No, no, I'm talking about Breaking Bad. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
It went the perfect length. I felt like it closed out. Like there was no more we would have got out of Walter White. His like time had run out, and so, dude, to this day, there's a few moments in that show, you know, that are just so brutal and like so crazy. But anyway, so I'm excited for that. Other than that, that's basically all I've been doing. I've been pretty hard in listening to podcasts. The Adventure Zone, super highly recommend that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, that's all I got.
Should we roll right into news then?
I'm down.
Okay.
You want to start?
Yeah, sure. So I was just on the internet earlier today.
You use the internet?
I use the internet, yeah. That's funny.
Nice.
I use it every now and then, actually. It's not like an all-day thing. I give myself
just here and there.
I give myself shifts
on your phone.
Yeah, I give myself shifts. So Castle Rock Season 2 trailer dropped, I think it was like 3 days ago or something, and I just recently rewatched it with my girlfriend, and we both enjoyed Castle Rock Season 1. So if you all haven't seen that, that's a definite B+ TV show. The Season 2 looks even better because if you're not familiar with the whole Castle Rock, I guess, sort of idea, it's basically Stephen King's universe as a TV show. There's nods to The Shining, Stand By Me, Shawshank Redemption, nods to Misery, which we'll get into in a second. There's even nods to like Pet Sematary and stuff, which is like super fun too. But it's set to be, judging from the Season 2 trailer, as an anthology series where every season is different, kind of like how Fargo did it. So Castle Rock Season 2 is set around Annie Wilkins, who is the main character in Misery. If you haven't seen it, that movie is fantastic. There's so much dread in it, and it's one of those legendary movies, and there is a legendary scene after a legendary scene in that.
That 4x4 with the sledgehammer dough?
Hobbling, yeah, that's what she called it. So it basically, the lady that plays Annie Wilkins is Lizzie Chaplin, who was in like Freaks and Geeks. She was in Mean Girls. She was in a bunch of other movies. She's really funny, but she plays a psychopath really well from the looks of this trailer. I'm really stoked on it, and if you liked Season 1, this looks like it's going to be even better.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're connected to all those Stephen King shows, I don't see how you couldn't watch that. Enjoy those. Dude,
and I forgot to mention, like, in the trailer, there's Tim Robbins, an old Tim Robbins who played Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption. So, judging on his character in that movie, and it's a Stephen King movie, and this is a TV show about the Stephen King universe, where season 1 was set in Shawshank Prison, this might be a reference to, a direct reference to Andy Dufresne.
How is it not?
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
wonder if you'll see Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, maybe. That would be super crazy if Andy Dufresne made a cameo, or even at least a cameo.
Andy Dufresne never said more than 2 words to me. All right.
I'm glad that you got Morgan Freeman to be a guest on our show. That sounded exactly like him.
He's a family friend.
Yeah, I bet. All right, what's in the news from you?
We'll start with this. We're gonna. So PlayStation had its State of Play thing announcements. I'm gonna start though with the Xbox stuff, and I have to tell you, I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but Xbox continues to be underwhelming to me.
Really?
So, following the State of Play, they announced a few things, wanting to kind of follow up on PlayStation's announcements. First off, a few more games coming to the Xbox Game Pass, including Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, Lego Worlds, and Jump Force. Again, don't know what any of those games are. None of them are exciting to me at all.
Yeah.
Then on PC, they have Saints Row 4, City Skylines, Bad North, and Dirt Rally 2.0. Again, like, unimpressive to me.
Saints Row 4 was fun.
I know, but like, it's not like it's going to be a game that's going to be a console seller.
It's not a banger.
Additionally, they announced a game called Felix the Reaper, which is apparently a, quote, comedy puzzle game about death. I don't know. Looks okay, I guess. But the big announcement was Project xCloud, which is in essence remote play without having to turn your Xbox on.
xCloud sounds like a bad fart, or like a toxic fart.
Yeah, I can see that. A magic spell.
Yeah. I'm about to let this X fart out.
Well, they're starting a public beta or a public preview in October, where Halo 5, Guardians, Gears 5, Sea of Thieves, and Killer Instinct will be available to play. The only 2 requirements is you will need an Xbox One controller and an Android phone to try it. Also, Atlas, the Pirate MMO, will be arriving on Xbox One on October 8th. DayZ announces a $10 map. I think it's $10. I could be wrong. I don't know if I read that incorrectly. But anyway, DayZ gets a new map for anyone who's still playing DayZ. I don't know who would still be playing DayZ, but there are some apparently. Yeah. And then just other odds and ends of trailers and shit. But mostly uneventful. I mean, their biggest announcement was that they were allowing people into the xCloud, Project xCloud beta early, starting October.
All right. Well, I don't know. The xCloud sounds promising, right?
Yeah, it sounds like Stadia.
Yeah. So,
I mean, sounds all right, I guess. That's all I got to say about that.
I'm excited about it. I won't lie about that. I think that's the future of gaming, and if you get like the titans of gaming behind some form of like game streaming, then people like Google Stadia will just be like, okay, well, we're a little redundant. We're not going to do this anymore. So that could spell trouble for Google Stadia.
I 100% agree. Because if you already have an Xbox, why wouldn't you just play that?
Right.
But again, I don't know if we're the target of Stadia. I feel like Stadia is a guy who doesn't have any of the consoles, but what gamer doesn't have any consoles at this point in the lifespan of the, like, if you're even halfway into games, you'd think you could have a PlayStation for Christmas or something at some point in the last 7 years.
Maybe they're counting on people not buying the new consoles, and they're like, hey, just save your money and subscribe to Google Stadia. I don't know.
That's exactly where I think their money would be made. They say, hey, you could spend $400 on a PlayStation 5, or you could pick up Stadia and start playing the games right now.
Yeah.
Well, just to kind of...
And the other thing, too, like, to be able to stream the game rather than, like, having to wait to install or to download and install, that might be a big deal, too.
Yeah, for sure, especially people with slower internet speeds.
Yeah.
I guess just to round out this piece of news, too, I'll talk a little bit about Sony's State of Play. This was a big State of Play that they were kind of they were touting the big reason is because we knew The Last of Us Part 2 was coming. We got a trailer for Humanity, which is a new video game from the same people who made Tetris Effect. A big single player campaign launch for Modern Warfare, which actually looks really cool. Kind of a political intrigue trailer with special forces. Definitely worth watching. And a couple other small games, but the big one being we got a trailer for The Last of Us 2, and god damn, it looks good.
Yeah, something tells me you got a little bit of a boner over that.
Yeah, you know me. Last of Us is my favorite modern game ever. I thought it had the most powerful story of any game probably I've ever played. The first 20 minutes of the game were totally heart-wrenching. And if you go in and you watch this trailer, I can't imagine the first 20 minutes of this game are going to be any different. It looks like you will play as Ellie, and Ellie's girlfriend is, I imagine, either murdered or really hurt in front of her some way.
Or abducted.
Or abducted. Something happens. But the interesting thing is, in all the quotes, one of the major quotes that was coming through on all their feeds was, quote, like, kill them all. So to me, it sounds like she has a vendetta, and she doesn't care what happens to her. And then we also got a little bit of Joel. He's back, and he says, surprise. We know Joel. Sorry, what?
That's a surprise, right?
Yeah, that's a surprise. We saw Joel in the original trailer. In the original trailer, like way back when it was announced, she's basically sitting in a house playing a guitar, and there's blood everywhere, and basically she murdered all these people with a machete, and Joel walks in and says something to her. I don't remember what exactly. But you can tell Joel still feels responsible for her. Even all these years later. Big announcement at the end of it also that February 21st of 2020 is the release date, meaning that we are within 6 months of The Last of Us, which is extremely exciting for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. And as part of that, I guess I'll close out here saying that they also announced the special editions of The Last of Us. There's the Ellie edition, which comes with a backpack, a statue, the steelbook, a vinyl record, a bunch of trinkets for $230. And then there's a special edition minus the backpack, basically, for $170, and the steelbook for $79.99. The $79.99 one's what intrigues me. I think it'd be cool to have the steelbook. But other than that, I'm just really excited for that game. So,
and the story does look like it's going to be good. I don't think anybody's arguing that the original story in the first game wasn't good either. Even a guy like me that didn't necessarily enjoy the game as much as everybody else did, still can agree that the story was good from what I heard, anyways, because I didn't finish it. But the second one looks just as good, if not better.
Yeah. I am very excited that game. It looks extremely polished. Naughty Dog is no joke when it comes to polished gameplay. Like if you look at Nathan Drake or you look at The Last of Us, it's insanely impressive with the shit that they do and the stories that they tell. So I'm pretty excited.
As you should be.
Do you have some more news for us?
I do have some more news for you, bud. Looks like Fallout's in the news again. Can you guess if it's going to be good or bad?
Let me guess. It's bad.
It is bad. How'd you know that? That's so funny.
I wonder why.
The helmets, the little armored helmets, the power helmets that people were buying, apparently they are a perfect breeding ground for like bacteria that can actually cause mold. So they're recalling all, like, I forget, I think it was like 20,000 helmets or something like that.
20,000 Fallout 76 power armor helmets recalled for mold exposure.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, that's like all of them. Can you imagine they're such a mess.
Could you imagine working at Bethesda and being like on the team that's doing anything with Fallout?
Oh, I can't even imagine, dude.
That would suck. I would be embarrassed to tell somebody I work for them. But no, it's bad news. Let's face it. But it's not the worst news. At least like something's happening and they're taking action. Because like I don't think that anybody is like, I don't think it's a massive like quantity of helmets that are like growing mold or anything like that. They're just taking a precaution, right?
Yeah, and one thing I do want to point out is when I originally read this, and I don't know if you thought this when you originally read it, this is not the Power Edition, the Power Armor Edition of the game that came with the helmet. This is a different line of helmets sold exclusively by GameStop.
Yeah, no, that's what I read too.
Okay, yeah. So there was the power helmet edition, and even like when I originally read this, that's what it said. But they updated it to say that it wasn't actually the original special edition, but instead something sold by GameStop, just putting another nail in the coffin with GameStop.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, I didn't think about that. That sucks.
Yeah, terrible. Cool.
Here's
Anything
another.
else?
Yeah, here's another quick thing. So, WWE 2K20 SmackDown 20th Anniversary Edition. There's like an Amazon.com like pre-order page, and about the product says that you get an exclusive piece of it's an exclusive acrylic piece featuring WWE SmackDown ring skirt, collectible acrylic piece containing SmackDown legend autograph from Kurt Angle. And Rey Mysterious. That's a typographical error. It should say Rey Mysterio and Edge.
Booyaka 619. Hey!
Yeah, they didn't even bother capitalizing their names. So whoever works at Amazon, it was like writing this product description, fail. We'll see if this game's even worth it. I think the last game that I bought of the 2K WWE games was 2K18, and that was when I made character doubles as you guys remember. Made one of you and Ben, Bob, Codes and Thodes.
Those are amazing.
Dude, I made another one for my coworker Brent. Looks exactly like him.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That should have been one of our, whenever we had a Patreon, that should have been one of our rewards.
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, those took hours too. All of those took hours.
It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But that's it for news, brother.
That's all I think pretty much I have. Let me double check myself right here. I got everything.
Okay, great.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the Play Pass? Oh, no, actually, sorry. One last piece of news.
Okay.
I forgot to talk about this. There is a new PlayStation 4 on the market, coming on the market, that is releasing side by side by the game Death Stranding.
Jesus Christ. Mark that down for like number 20 special PS4.
This PS4 is impressive, though. Like, I am impressed by this PlayStation 4. I recommend look up Death Stranding PlayStation 4. It's actually two handprints on the PlayStation with the Earth, basically North America, South America, as well as Europe and China, in the handprints. And the more impressive thing is the controller, which is made to mimic the
artificial
baby.
womb.
Yep. The artificial floaty baby in the game, and that's a good-looking controller too.
It looks a little bit like piss, but yeah, that's a nice-looking controller.
And the Death Stranding logo is cool too.
Yeah, dude. That looks really clever. I would have never thought to. I didn't even see that until you said to look for the little silhouette of each continent in the handprint palms.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool little. I don't know. Kind of nod to the whole world or whatever. Yeah. It's just a little deeper, which is cool. Definitely one of the cooler designs. I like how it has two tones too, because one of the middle shelves is black and it says Death Stranding, and the other two are white.
Yeah.
Which normally they're all kind of like a solid color. I know my God of War edition is like all gray.
So that's not bad.
Cool. So do you want to talk about Game Pass? Or not Game Pass, Android Play Pass or whatever they're calling it.
Only if you want to talk about Apple Arcade.
Okay, I guess.
Okay. So, Scotty, you have I think you have the trial of the Apple Arcade, and I just got invited to do the discounted version of Play Pass. I literally just downloaded it, I literally just paid for my subscription maybe like 10 minutes before we started the pod. But the idea behind this one, and it's not like something like super exclusive. I think that if you look in if you have an Android phone, if you look in your Google Play Store and you slide over onto the settings, there's going to be a Play Pass invitation for most. Basically, what it does is it gives you the entire Play Pass experience for your Google family. If you haven't picked 6 people, go ahead and do it now. But you do get ad-free and a giant list and a giant library of video games to play at your disposal for free.
Dang, there's a lot of games. I just typed in Play Pass because I hadn't looked at it. This is impressive.
Knights of the Old Republic, dude. That's what I'm about to get down on.
Yeah. Hey, you should make me part of your family.
I will actually.
Game Dev Tycoon, Titan Quest, Terraria.
Yeah. The cool thing about it too, for this specific invitation, is that normally it's like $5 a month, and you get the access to it. For this specific invitation, I got it for $2 a month for the entire year, and then after that year is up, then I get it for $5 a month if I decide to keep it.
That's actually super cool, and there are some bangers in here. This is The Police. Thimbleweed Park is a really popular one that I've seen. Titan Quest is a really fun.
Limbo's good.
Yeah, Limbo's good. Game Dev Tycoon's fun. I spent $9 on Game Dev Tycoon. Stardew Valley, that's money right there. And they have a couple other things like AccuWeather and stuff.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
AccuWeather. That's actually
more impressive than I thought.
What's that? I've never played that.
It's like a weather app.
What?
Yeah,
I thought it was a game.
I wouldn't get a weather app, but I'm just saying that that it's cool that they have other utilitarian apps in there too.
Yeah. I think that's also important too, because I think the Android Play Store gets a bad reputation for a lot of the applications because it's riddled with so many different advertisements.
They really are.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm stoked on trying this whole thing out. There's like a really cool interface that lets you get to choose between different genres of games too. Because you probably are seeing the same list that I am, where it shows you the category of titles.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how it shows up. You can actually filter different titles, which is actually super dope.
That is cool.
So go ahead.
The arcade took if you're wrapped up on that. The arcade took a little bit different approach. Now that I'm kind of looking at it and talking to you about it.
Yeah.
The Apple Arcade seeks to launch a bunch of games that were out before.
Yeah.
All the games that are on there are basically, most of them are original games. So it was not only the launch of the arcade, but also the launch of a whole bunch of games. There's one that's called Shinseki. Into the Depths, which is basically a underwater kind of puzzle game. There's Sonic Racing. There's Lego Brawls, which is like a Lego kind of fighting game. There's tons of them. There's one that's like the floor is lava or something like that, where you like literally run through, jumping thing to thing, trying to stay out of the lava. Oceanhorn 2, which is very much a Legend of Zelda copy. And then Frogger, a new Frogger. And there's a lot of artsy games, like Assemble with Care is kind of like this story of this girl who is traveling, and it's kind of a puzzle to assemble and disassemble things. Like there's a camera where you have to put the parts together in the right order.
Yeah.
Also, there's like a couple games where it's city building, which is what I really enjoy. So there's a lot. Now, the first month is free, and then just like and then after that, it's $5 a month with 6 family members you being able to share it with.
All those games, well, not all of them, but most of those games look like bangers. They're super like well polished. Graphics look amazing. I can't imagine that the I guess physics and the mechanics of the games are any worse than what I can imagine them being. The other thing that's neat about it too is that they're all original, so it's not going to be something you played before. Like I've played Knights of the Old Republic before, so
yeah. I
mean, I'm going to still replay it because it's probably going to be the same or a similar experience on my phone. But yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and I played them all on my phone, and I think some of them definitely are going to be better for iPad.
Yeah,
like there's one that's like a survival one on this island, and the controls are really difficult, in my opinion, for a phone. But I went to download it on my iPad, and they haven't actually released Arcade on iPad yet because they're waiting for iPad OS, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But that'll come at the end of like October, I think. So I'm not like, or no, maybe it's the end of September actually. I'm not tripping on it. So, but for $5, I think it's one of those where you pay the $5, play all the games you want throughout the month, and then cancel it and wait for them to add more. That's probably what I do.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too that's actually important to point out is that these are, from what it looks like, in no way, I guess, competing against each other. From what it looks like, it's just a similar product to give you a similar experience.
Yeah.
Because like obviously people are not going to be jumping ship back and forth depending on this one service, right?
I would agree with you on that one.
Yeah, so it's something to even the playing field, I'd say. Pardon the pun.
If there was, no, I agree with you. If there was like a certain game, like say I only had an iPhone, but I really wanted Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd buy an Android and get this for Knights of the Old Republic. I'd probably just buy Knights of the Old Republic on my iPad, you know?
Right.
But yeah, I agree with you. This is cool for either or. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah.
Now the one thing I forgot, or go ahead.
I was gonna say there's one game in here that I've been meaning to play that I just didn't want to pay for. It was Pocket City, because I played the hell is it called? SimCity Build It.
Pocket City is fun. I have Pocket City. I purchased it.
Oh damn!
On my phone. There's a bunch like Door Kickers. I really want to play that game on Android.
Damn.
Door Kickers and Hoplite and the Tiny Bank Story. There's a Sorcery 4. That looks cool too. One other thing I wanted to bring up that we forgot to talk about is the October games for PlayStation have officially been announced.
Oh, do tell me. I think you may have had a prediction on this. I think maybe on the show too, right?
I don't know if it was on the show, but I definitely texted you and said, "Hey, hey, they have the Xbox games with gold too."
Oh, the hell?
These are September ones.
Man,
grab
I'm sleeping on this.
Maybe they're update. Oh no. They're saying they added Xbox games with gold, added Tekken Tag Tournament too.
Okay, wait. So what are the PlayStation ones?
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
It's okay.
Anyway, the PlayStation ones are The Last of Us Part 1 or The Last of Us 1 remastered. Again, I'm not surprised. I had told Jay or texted Jay personally that I was predicting that would be the truth, or that would happen because of the announcement of The Last of Us 2. I knew it was coming.
Sure.
Also, MLB The Show 2019, which was one of the best sports games there are.
I heard that's like unbelievably addicting, though.
Yeah, it's super good, especially if you play the campaign mode, the career mode, because you make your way up through like the AA and AAA and the bigs. And when you actually make it to the bigs, you feel like it's like an epic moment. It's like, this is your time. The first ever bat, and it's like slow-mo of you walk into the plate, you know?
Damn.
So that is really cool.
That's fucking crazy, man. It's so weird how these sports games know exactly how to just get you sucked in like, I'm trying to like compare this to like maybe a TV show or like a different like movie or something like that, but like they almost like completely take you out of reality and like make you want to live through this like stupid like created character through these games because they're so cinematic.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, sorry I kind of got sidetracked, but they also added Tekken Tag Tournament as part of one of the Xbox games this month, which we didn't talk about. I don't think we talked about, but still, I think it's a rip-off Xbox games with gold. I mean, Hitman's the only good thing there. Everything else is Gargar.
Yeah, and I don't even know if that'll ever change, honestly. Like,
I agree with you. I think we're at the point where Xbox is just too far behind. They don't have those heavy-hitting bad boys.
Well, yeah, but like at the same time, to piggyback on that, it's like if they hadn't changed like a year ago, because that's when like PlayStation started to get like really good games on their free games, they're not going to change now. It's clearly not something that's bothering a lot of people because I don't really see a whole lot of that on the internet.
Yeah,
they're not going to change it. Yeah,
maybe we're just because we directly compare them every single week or every single month, so we kind of get the whole shebang there.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about?
Let me check it. No, I don't have anything else I need to talk about. Only that I'm going to review this by saying I hope to be up to speed on the new No Man's Sky update. Get some bases built. Let you all know how that plays. And then ideally, in a perfect world, I'm gonna already have watched the new Rainbow movie. I know I said something about that last week, but I've been a little under the weather, and I'll try to get that done this week.
Awesome. The last thing I wanted to close with before we go to shoutouts, we have been talking a little bit about our sponsorship with Audible Trial on Audible. We would, if you are interested in being a super short guest on the show and you would like to read our copy, please let us know. We'd love to have you record something and put you in front and have it as a way you can support this podcast and also getting your 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah, or 10 to 12 seconds for our pre-roll of fame.
Yeah, exactly. So feel free to let us know. I think we already have a guest lined up for next week.
Oh, you're talking about Jackie?
Who?
Jackie McGurdy.
Maybe Jackie McGurdy, maybe a listener. I guess we'll see. But we have a couple guests lined up. But if you're interested, let us know through one of our many mediums to talk to us. Who are your shout-outs, my guy?
Javad, as always. Ben's mom, Jacob's mother, rest in peace, Jacob. Patricia, Katie, Jackson, Kooky Lukey, Adam Thomas. Those are mine.
My wife, my son. Shout out to Patrick, who had that great input. Hey, and big congratulations to Mr. Robbie, who is getting married this weekend, and I happen to be in that wedding.
Oh, woohoo.
Yeah, wow.
Way to go.
Yeah. And Raven, Kat, you guys are great listeners. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye until next week. Bye.
Laters.
Meow.
Dude, yeah, Xbox Game of Gold.
Terrible. Terrible.
Fuck 'em.